Aloha from Hawaii. Thank you for watching the Political Vigilante, and there's a Patreon link below. Even for as little as $1 a month, that's 12 bucks a year, you can support independent media like this, and you know that I don't have a corporation telling me what to do. I doubt they would want me recording in a hotel room with a thing coming out of my head. I don't know, like if I record just like this, so then the things, you don't see that weird painting. I can't do anything about the glare. I can't. This is independent media, guys. So today there was an article, I want to talk about an article. It came out over a year ago that was in the Guardian.com about pesticides in Hawaii. So Monsanto owns a lot of land on all of the islands here in Hawaii. It's a big issue. Like on Maui, they're diverting water for sugarcane fields, and then citizens are denied water. Like it's a big issue. And so this article was by Christopher Pala in Waimea, which is a part of Kauai. This came out August 23rd, 2015. So like it's a year and a half old, and I'll put the link below. But it's a big issue here, and it's relevant. Again, it's another thing that's relevant to where I'm at right now, but also to all of us, because this is what the big chemical companies and companies like Monsanto are doing. And what this article goes, it says Hawaii spike in birth defects puts focus on genetically modified crops. And then the subtitle is, local doctors are in the eye of a storm, swirling for the past 3 years over whether corn that's been genetically modified to resist pesticides is a source of prosperity, as companies claim, or of birth defects and illnesses. So this article goes into local doctors that are seeing this crazy spike well above the national average of birth defects. And there's an area on Kauai that they spray a lot of pesticides, and then the winds, Hawaii's their island, so they're very windy. And kids from this like specific school, it's crazy. And they've tried efforts to block these companies, and I'll list the names of the companies and the names of some of the pesticides that, like, you know, nobody else uses around the world and stuff. It's insane, and it shows again how a corporation can just come in, buy something up, and as long as they're getting big profits, they don't care, and they don't care about the long-term effects on the health of people. Like, they don't even. This is such a like cutting open the goose that laid the golden egg thing. Like, you want people to buy your corn? They're dying. Like, you're hurting the very thing. And if you overproduce, we don't need pesticides. Some people would argue it increases crop yield and we can feed more people. But is Monsanto feeding the world? Is that really what these companies are doing? Are they really feeding the world? And Mother Nature had a pretty good system in place before we started using petroleum-based pesticides after World War II. I think Mother Nature was kind of figured it out before we came in and started screwing it up. So I want to go into what this one physician is saying in this. Pediatrician Carla Nelson talks about the increase she's seeing. So she's in the island of Kauai. The infant is from Waimea, and it was the fourth one she had seen in 3 years with this birth defect. And she said so she's seen at least 9 in 5 years, which is more than 10 times the national rate, according to local doctors. And it's corn that has been genetically modified to resist pesticides. And it is a source of prosperity. It does bring in money and it does bring in jobs, as the companies claim. But it's hard. A lot of the doctors are suspecting the pesticides, and of course they're gonna legally try to block any connection made to these things. So there's been 4 separate attempts to rein in the companies over the past 2 years, and after that failed in 2015, then there was like a 10,000 person march down in Waikiki, which is pretty amazing. So there's about 200 people that work full-time for the 4 giant chemical companies that grow all the corn, and all of it is exported. And some 12,000 acres are leased mostly by the state. In Kauai, chemical companies Dow, BASF, Syngenta and DuPont spray 17 times more restricted use insecticides per acre than in ordinary cornfields in the U.S. mainland, according to the most detailed study of the sector by the Center for Food Safety. Just in Kauai, 18 tons of, I'm not going to pronounce these correctly, atrazine, paraquat, both banned in Europe. Hippie socialists in Europe don't want pesticides murdering everybody. And chlorpyrifos were applied in 2012. The World Health Organization this year announced that glyphosate, sold as Roundup, the most common of the non-restricted herbicides, is probably carcinogenic in humans. Again, vote with your dollars, guys. I've had a lawn, but it's try to use earth-friendly products in anything. Don't support these companies. It's awful. The cornfields lie above Waimea as the land developed in the 1870s for Kakea Sugar Company plantation. Now, I talked about them. That was part of the people that helped overtake Hawaii in the other video in 1893. So everything's connected. So both parts of that island are frequently sprayed, sometimes every couple of days. Most of the fields lie fallow at any given time as they wait the next crop, but they are still sprayed with pesticides to keep anything from growing. To grow either seed crops or test crops, you need soil that's essentially sterile, says Professor Hector Valenzuela of the University of Hawaii Department on Tropical Plant and Soil Science. When the spraying is underway and the wind blows downhill from the fields to the town, at a time no spraying should occur, residents complain of stinging eyes, headaches, and vomiting. In Hawaii, it's beautiful. There's breeze, it's nice. There's nothing creating that. There's no natural thing creating that. So the article goes into a lot of detail, and the birth, it goes on and on. So, and about 90% of industrial GMO corn in the U.S. was originally developed in Hawaii. So they've used Hawaii as a testing ground. And there might be some people that have said, oh, I've heard, Bill Nye the Science Guy has turned the corner on GMOs. And okay, let me just separate GMO from pesticides for a second. Pesticides are awful. There's no two ways about it. You want to debate GMOs? Okay, maybe I don't have enough information on that, but there's no way you can tell me that these pesticides are good. Something that is designed to kill things, if it's getting in food and you're eating it, it's not good for you. There's no way you can tell me otherwise. And all of these organizations that have way more better research than a comedian in a hotel room are saying the same thing. So again, as I said, vote with your dollars. Thank you for supporting independent media. Like, subscribe, Patreon, share it. Mahalo.